Hello, my name is Sil Fiore. I'm a singer, songwriter, and vocal coach. I'm certified with the Vocalist Studio, and I've decided to do a little video about the diaphragmatic breathing for my students, for the beginners of singing, but also for all those singers out there that are not really entirely sure whether or not they're doing the right thing, or they are looking for some more clarification. So the first thing I'm going to do is to try and clarify some points that might not be extremely clear to you, or someone just taught you how to do the movement but never really shown you how it works or what it is. So first thing, what is the diaphragm? The diaphragm is the primary muscle of respiration. It separates the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity. The main function of the diaphragm is actually to descend and allow the lungs to expand, to let the air flow in. So basically breathe in with the diaphragm descending. Then the diaphragm rises up again and pushes the lungs to deflate and let the air flow out, so the breathe out. So why do singers need to learn how to do something different from what we normally do in our everyday life? When we actually phonate, what happens is, as I said, the diaphragm descends, we take our breath in, and then we exhale, the diaphragm rises up, the airflow goes through the vocal folds, and that's where the voice generates. Then the voice sounds in our acoustic chambers, the resonators of the mouth and the nose. And that's how the voice is born. So imagine instead of using these mechanisms for simple speaking, that you have to phonate a very long note, a high note, several notes, maybe quiet and loud notes. Well, you need a lot of control on the airflow. For this reason, singers need to develop a better work of the diaphragm, make it work a little bit more. In everyday life, what the instinct is, the basic way of breathing, is to, yes, we do use the diaphragm, but we do also inflate the clavicular area. We do this. So we engage the thought of up when we inflate and down when we deflate, which is actually the opposite of what happens. So a singer needs to learn how to get rid of this movement and use only the diaphragm. So low and then up slowly. So the opposite of what we normally think of doing. So how do we get rid of this clavicular inflation, this big chesty inhalation, and bring the breathing on a lower level? Well, there's a little trick that we can actually try and do. It's not the ideal thing, but it's a step ahead. It's a step forwards towards a proper lower breathing. Okay, first of all, you need to think of about 4 fingers below your belly button. Okay, and we need to start the exercise from the breathing out, from the exhalation. So the first thing to do is just inhale normally, inflate your chest, and then deflate and try to contract a little bit your tummy, like you're hiding it, like you don't have a tummy. So you go, okay. Right after that, what we need to do is simply to release the abdominal muscles. Okay, release your tummy, just let it inflate again. Again, I'm going to show it. Now releasing. This way, the chest didn't move anymore. So we're already halfway there. What we don't need is to inflate too much the stomach area, but we need to think on the side. So I'm going to change position. It's exactly the same thing. So once again, start from the exhalation. Contract a little bit the tummy muscles, the lower abdominal muscles, and breathe out. And then you relax and inhale. At the end of the rib cage, you should feel a little bit of a push. It's not going to be very much because you didn't train enough yet. So what you can do is to sit down and try to do this sitting down. I'm going to show you how. Okay, Let's start by putting a hand in the back where the diaphragm is, on the side, like near your kidneys, but slightly more in the back. And the other hand, as I told you before, 4 fingers below the belly button. And we start once again from the breathing out, the exhalation. So first of all, you exhale and you contract these muscles a little bit, like you're hiding the tummy. So breathe out. And then we relax the muscles and inhale at the same time. Breathe in. Go through a few times. And in. Okay. This hand should feel a slight movement. If you don't, try and bend forward like this way. Maybe use your arm to squeeze the tummy a little bit more so you don't inflate it too much. This way you should feel this area moving. Let's do it. In and out. Once again. In and out. Once you practice this exercise, try and do it every day for about 10 minutes for a week. After that, you should be able to avoid this chest inflation. When you know you're not inflating your chest anymore, try and practice harder and harder, as in, keep your hands on the sides and the back, at the kidneys area, but in the back. Control that you're not inflating the tummy too much. That was just a trick to get rid of the clavicular inflation. And try to hold your breath for, say, 10 seconds, and then 20 seconds, and then 30 seconds, okay? And then, if you can do it properly, try and exhale slowly with an S. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm deciding that my S lasts 10 seconds. It's a steady S, sharp as blade, not a sound that goes that way. You're not controlling anything. But in the beginning, it might be hard. So you can start from 5 seconds and go on and move on and on. This way, you're going to learn how to control how you breathe out. After that, you can try to do exercises, workouts that I can show you in maybe in other videos with the voice. But this is the first step to become a better singer, a stronger singer. Thanks for watching. If you need more information about me, my lessons, and the methodology I teach, please visit my website, www.silfiore.co.uk.